Alright there, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content, and hopefully I shall see you guys on the next video. Okay, thank you for watching. Yo ho ho ho! What is up, Self Squad? How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome. Okay, guys, so I'm going to be going through survival guides and how I build them. Now, one thing you do need to remember is for newer states, your amplification stats aren't going to be making as big of an impact as what my ones would do. So I focus on amplifications because I got 6,000% stats. So 1% is 60%, which is a lot higher than the 10% stats that you get for one level and other things. And they're across the board for all three troops. They're not just for the one set troop, which other ones will tell you they're for. So for older states, obviously, amplification is a huge difference compared to normal stats. Also, I'll have a lot more points to be able to progress straight to the end. So you may have to vary ever so slightly. But without further ado, I will be showing you how I would do my books for me. First of all, on the rally capacity, I wouldn't really worry too much about reservoir rate, in my opinion. That is solely because of I'm not going to keep jumping out of reservoir rate to be able to switch. It's not as easy, it's not as practical when you're inside reservoir rate to do this. And not just that, in RR, if I'm going to choose WTC1 or WTC2, I'm going to go on to the one which I'm not getting absolutely slaughtered by the rally lead, where a little bit of rally capacity is probably not going to be knocking them out. So I would prefer just keep it as stats the whole way through and just solely focus with that, especially seeing as I'm going to keep speeding into water tanks and stuff like that if I'm a rally lead. So I've got other things to worry about than switching between rally cap and not. But when it's Capital Clash, for instance, or Nexus, and you've got one building to hit, then obviously that rally capacity would be a nice little boost there. So we'll start off with rally capacity. The one thing you're going to be wanting to know is inventory first. Depending on how many points you have, if you're like level 146, you can probably get the whole entire rally capacity straight off the bat. If you're in a newer state, then you're going to be more limited in points, so you may as well just go Total Warfare, Inventory, Capital Clash. That is the order which I do. Total Warfare, Inventory, and then Capital Clash. Now the easiest way to make this as cheap as possible, click on the rally capacity and find out what you specifically need to be able to do it. So you max those two and max this one. Nice and easy. On this one, you max this one, you max this one, and then you max this one. They're the two. They're the only two you need from here. It will give you 35k rally cap for Capital Clash. Now, you don't need any of this other stuff because in Capital Clash, you are not hitting with this. You are only getting this as a rally capacity. You'll be swapping over to your damage book afterwards. So that's the all I want for that. And then you get all three. And then after you've gotten the inventory, you then get the hunters and riders. I go hunters first, then I go riders, and then you'll be unlocking Call of Arms. Now, Call of Arms has a rally capacity right here. Now, it will tell you need these 4 stats first, so you max all 4 of these to get to that rally capacity, which will give you 35k, just like the other one did. So the other one is more beneficial as it is less points to be able to get you the 35k. But the difference is this works for everything. So they're the first 2 things you'll be wanting for rally capacity. Next, you max out the Total Warfare and you do inventory like I said before. Once you've done inventory, you will get Capital Clash 2. You'll also get Reservoir Raid 2, but we're not caring about that. And once again, you're wanting this rally Capital Clash rally capacity. You got one here and you've got one here. So I already know it's this one. and then you'll get this one. Now, another one which you can get is this march speed, because if you are setting for capital, you're using your rally capacity, you could also use this before marching to get to that center a little bit quicker, and then you can switch over. But that is your choice. You don't care about any of these stats. The amplifications you will be wanting for your damage side of things, but you don't need it for your rally capacity side. So rally capacity, nice and easy, just those. Once you've got those, you're then going to get the hunters and the riders. So let's just max that and max that. Then you will be getting the second one of your call of arms. Now, same as before, you're wanting the rally capacities. This one will say you need them too. So max out that, and max out that. Then you want the one on the right hand side, which will say just get these two. Max out that, and then guess what? We're maxing out that. That's another 40% rally capacity you've got right there. These do add up quite a lot, as you've seen. 35k, 35k. This one's 40k, and I think the other Capital Clash was 40k. So we're already at 150k rally capacity getting those. Now, once you've done that, you're then going for your Total Warfare 3. Same as before, we're going to start with the inventory, and we're going to be getting the Capital Clash 3. I said, if you really are going to be trying to get that switch in between RR, then you can do it for RR, but the chances are it's going to be a lot harder than you were expecting. So personally, I would just go straight with this. Now, rally capacity is nice and easy again. It is this one. So it's max that, max that, and max that. This one is 16k, and this one should be 24k. And once again, as I said, you can get this one to be able to get that extra march speed, which is an extra 30%. Personally, I would only get those if you have gotten the other rally capacities, or you don't have enough points to be able to get quite to the next one. So just putting a couple of points in here is not going to hurt. And once you get enough points to get the next rally capacity, you can take them off if you want, but it's only 5 points. As you can see, there's 3 points here, and the other one had 2 points right here. So it's only 5 points, and it gives you a 50% march speed. So I know what I'm choosing. So now I've got Capital Clash 1, 2, and 3. I've got Call of Arms 1 and 2. It is time to get Call of Arms 3. This one is a newer one. It didn't used to have the Call of Arms 3. So now it's got it. Obviously, you're wanting it. It's right at the side here. It's going to be the same as the other two, where you need that one, you need that one, and then you need that one. On the right hand side, you need that one, you need that one, and then you need that one. So once you've got that, that is all of the rally capacities that you want. The 3 Call of Arms, the 3 Capital Clashes. That's that done. If you've managed to get this far, that's brilliant, because you've got the max rally capacity you can get. Now, obviously, if you do have any leftover points, personally, I would continue the Total Warfare stage to try and get these 2 skills. That is my opinion. Obviously, some people may think differently, but I personally think getting these Total Warfare skills is the most important thing for any of your books, except for the one which you're only using for troop training and healing, or what I only use for troop training and healing. So I know I can push down to the bottom one. This also gives you quite a good amount of like hero damage and stuff like that. I personally don't think it's a massive thing. Well, you can get the Behemoth one. The Behemoth one's pretty good, but I wouldn't care about the aircraft ones. Me, whenever I see aircraft stats, I can't go blah, because when I've tested them in the past, they didn't make much of a difference compared to heroes or behemoths, and I think amplifications would make more of a difference than these. That's my opinion. As I said, others can think differently. So all I really want on this one is 15 more points to get that, and then I would be happy. I would probably get the behemoth ones as well, but that's my rally capacity. And then you can go on from there, branch out more if you do have more points. So next we will go for the joiner / nexus. Now, for the joiner / nexus, first thing you want to do is max that. Obviously, every single one of them always starts with maxing that. Then you want to max the hunter. Now, the reason why you want to max the hunter is to get unity of strength. Unity of strength is the one which gives you the rally combos. This is brilliant for joiners. All joiners should be getting this, okay? So if you are a joiner, this is the most important thing. It's not the most important thing as a rally lead for Nexus, but I like to get either way because it is it's just I don't have 6 books for one, and I prefer have my other books having the rally capacity, the capital clash, the RR, and the troop training and healing. So with my 5th book, I kind of mix it between the Nexus and the joiner skill. The joiner skills. Do not go for the troop training. You'll be doing that for your troop training book. Don't touch that. That's all you need. Once you have this for your joiners, you then go on to getting your inventory, and then you go on to getting your riders. Now there's only 2 of these books for the rally combo, Unity of Strength, as you are about to see. So you get your Total Warfare 2, and same as last time, you'll get your hunters. It'll give you your Unity of Strength 2, which again has all this rally combo stuff. So we get that, we get this, we get this. You go all the way to the end and just ignore the very last bit about the troop training. So that. Oh, I didn't click on it apparently. That. That one, and that one. Okay, so I'm at 66.67%. Both of them are like that. Yep, 66.67%. Once I have done that, I then max out the inventory, I max out the rider, and then I've now got Total Warfare 3. But now, watch this. If I do Total Warfare 3 Hunter, you see where I had Unity of Strength 1 and 2? There is no Unity of Strength number 3. That just that unlocked nothing. As you can see, not worth really focusing it. But that was just me showing that as an example. You're wanting the inventory 1, then you're wanting the hunter, but there is no Unity of Strength 3. So they're the only 2 things which you really need as a joiner. Everything else is just stats for yourself. So now I've obviously done all 3 of them. I'm then going on to Total Warfare 4, and I will do what I said last time, ignoring the last couple of skills. So I get these ones. Now I'm obviously just going for skills because of my Nexus. I'm obviously a rally lead, and I'm wanting as much stats as I can as a rally lead. If you don't really care about being a joiner at all, and you just want a Nexus book, then you can obviously not get the Unity of Strengths. Just after you've done this, like I have, go for the Call of Arms. Now the Call of Arms will have a decent amount of amplification. As you can see, there's 6% here, 6% here. You do not need the top and bottom ones. These are purely stats. Don't get me wrong, they're nice stats. 25% inventory health, 50% inventory defense. But that 50% inventory defense for 5 points, if I've put 5 points into here, I'm getting 2% defense amplification. When my defense is 6,000, that's 120% instead of 50%. So I'm getting 120%, and it's for all 3 of them, and it's for 5 points as well. So as you can see, amplification makes a massive difference. In newer states, when you got 1,000, 2,000 stats, it's not going to make as much of a difference. So you could get the inventory, health, and defense, as those ones are important ones, or even the hunter attack. I wouldn't worry about the bottom 3. They're inventory attack, inventory lethality, and hunter defense. Don't care about those 3 near as much as the top 3. So as I said, I care about the amplifications the most. So what I would do is I would literally just go around the edge and get all these amplifications. Bam, 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 bam. Now, as you can see, I've only got 15 points left. Now, technically, if you didn't go for Unity of Strength, you can then go for Call of Arms, level 2, and get all these amplifications as well, and do the same thing over and over again. But because I went for the joiner skills, because I do use this for things like SVS, joining rallies, because obviously there's bigger rally leads than me, I kind of have this as a mix, because it is still a good skill to have. But if you don't get that, then you just get this. But seeing as I've only got 15 points left, I'm not exactly going to throw it into for rider attack and rider defense. So this is where it's a judgment call on yourself on how you want to play out your last few points. Personally, I would go onto this Call of Arms 3 and I would get the inventory defense, the inventory health, and the hunter attack. That's how I would end mine. That is my rally, that's my Nexus one, and that's my joiner one. So now we've done that, I'm going to show you my Capital Clash one. So my Capital Clash one, I zoned in straight to get this. Straight away, I just zoned in for Total Warfare. Didn't care about anything else, just went straight for Total Warfare. Once I have my Total Warfare, that's when you have to be a little bit more specific. So for instance, I will open up my Capital Clash. I will go straight for the side ones, being the rally defense amplification, and then straight for the top and bottom one, being rally attack and attack amplifications. I would ignore this one, which is March speed, because obviously that is in my rally capacity book, and I would ignore the wounded, because I'd prefer get a little bit more injured than potentially losing a rally. If I lost a rally by a couple of points and I knew I had that, I'd be kicking myself. So that's the reason why I kind of ignore these. It is nice if you are knowing you're going to slaughter the opponents, you could have this just so you've got a little bit less wounded. But personally, I know what I'd choose. So that's how I do my Capital Clash book. Once I've got my Capital Clash, I don't go for Capital Clash 2 because it's got a lot less amplifications in here. As you can see, you're only getting 2% amplification if you get like the top or bottom or the two sides. And I would prefer go on to Call of Arms, which has 6% right here, 6% right here. It's 3 times the amount. I need 5 more points just to get that one. So close. I'll have that for SVS. I will have that for SVS. But that is how I would do my Capital Clash. I would go straight for the Total Warfare 4, and then I would do bit and bit between the Capital Clash and then the Call of Arms, Capital Clash, Call of Arms, just like that. So now I've done Capital Clash, I'm going to do my RR book. My RR book, I do the exact same. I zone in for Total Warfare 4. Zone in for that. Once I have got my Total Warfare 4, the next best one is probably the Call of Arms book. I did kind of bug this up, so don't judge me. I did bug this up, and I maxed out the Res Raid one. Now, the reason why this one I shouldn't have done is because I missed out. I thought I had more points than I did, and I missed out on getting those 3. So I just kind of clicked max on the RR. So I will need to reset this book, and I need to get rid of the RR, get these 3 for the extra amplification, and then do my RR book. So yeah, don't forget we all do mistakes, but the problem with the RR book is there's no amplification. So the stats, yes, the good part about these, as you can see, is it is overall 50% troop stats overall, 25% troop stats overall. So they are nicer than the Call of Arms stats, but the problem is the amplification you are missing on, and those amplifications are higher stats as I have shown you if you got 6,000% stats. If you got a lot less lower stats, then it's not as good as this, because obviously you've got 2000 stats. You're not getting near as much as getting this, and this is overall for the RR side of things. It's not like Capital Clash ones. Oh no, I think Capital Clash might be overall as well. Yeah, so Capital Clash is overall. It's not like the Call of Arms ones, which are troop specific, because obviously overall stats is a lot better. But when you're doing it through here, as you can see, you only need you need to waste 30 points to get 30 points in amplifications, which are a lot higher percentages. So this is better than doing it the other way. So personally, I would get the Call of Arms, then I'd probably get the RR, then I'd get the Call of Arms RR, kind of like that. It's the opposite way to how I do my Capital Clash. Now the last thing, obviously, is the troop training and the healing. Now on this one, it's relatively easy. I've already maxed this one out, so I'm not going to go through it. But how I personally do it is I get the Total Warfare, then I get the Rider. The reason why I get the Rider is because the Rider one opens up the medical. Because this is my troop training and healing. So I get the medical. I max this out because it's not many points. You don't have to max this out because you don't need the hospital capacity and stuff like that. So if you are in a really new state, then don't max it out. Just pick specific ones to get the best healing speeds. Do what I said. You click on the healing speed, click on this, and find the quickest route. And then you get the Hunters and Riders. Once you've done the Hunters and Riders, you unlock Unity of Strength, which has the troop training speed. So you push all the way to the end. This one you do have to max out. Then you get Total Warfare level 2. You do the Rider, and then you get the healing one, which you do only need the healing speeds, obviously. And then you get the Hunters and Inventory, Inventory first and Hunters. Then you would obviously, you don't need to max out the Unity of Strength. You can miss out on this one skill here, which is Resource Reduction, but I would just max it out, because if you're doing this as a healing and troop training book, then they're the two ones you need. Afterwards, go back and max the healing ones. So you may as well just max them out, get the max hospital capacity and all that, because this is solely a troop training and healing book. It's nothing else. You don't care about anything else. Once you've got those, push it all the way to Total Warfare 4, like I do on all the other books, just to be a little bit stronger, more damage on it. And then you can obviously feed it off however you like after that, depending how you want to have your book. So this is how I personally do all of my books. I'm hoping that this was quite informative and I explained very well the reasons why I do all the things I do. Like, for instance, the behemoth damage is nice, 0.25%, but when you're getting for 5 points, you're getting 2% defense from 6,000 stats, being 120% defense on all three troops. I think that might make more of an impact than 0.25% behemoth damage. Definitely more impact than the aircraft. The behemoth one's a little bit iffy, but I'll leave that one up to you guys. That's the one part which I'm a little bit iffy on, if I would prefer get that or get the stats. I generally get the amplifications, but that's just me. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you if you stuck around the whole 23 minutes, because I feel like I've literally just been splurring. But this was a requested video. I did do this ages ago, but this is a more updated one, and I hope I explained it better this time and gave a lot more information on it. So I'd like to thank you all for watching my videos. Hopefully I shall see you guys on the next one. Much love to you all, and guess what? Have a fantastic night, guys. Peace.